5 CFS volunteers from Hamley Bridge are lucky to be alive after their truck was engulfed in flames.
We just put out mayday, mayday, mayday.
The group was filling up their water tank when the wind changed and sent the fire towards them.
By the time we had half a tank full, the fire was on us, so we had to quickly pull up and put ourselves into a imminent burnover.
They locked themselves inside the cabin of their truck, pulled down all of the blinds, put on oxygen masks and prayed till the fire passed.
What was the smell like inside the truck?
Absolutely horrendous. Everything was melting.
It was here where the Hamley Bridge volunteers were stuck in a firestorm for 20 minutes, fearing for their lives.
You do see your life flash before your eyes. It felt like hours.
That fire was moving so fast it meant we weren't in the burnover for all that long. And that was probably our saving grace.
Amazingly, their brush with death didn't stop them. They continued fighting the blaze.
This was the biggest thing I've ever gone to. Frightening.
The group's now questioning the amount of plastic used on the new CFS trucks.
Got to protect that pump, that's important. And having so much plastic on there was a wrong thing to do.
So our pump stopped partway through the burnover, which is not something that we want.
Plastics don't really belong on fire trucks.
The homegrown heroes have been showered with praise for their efforts.
Just trying to make it a bit easier for them doing their job.
Which is what you need in times like this.
The CFS Foundation is calling on public donations to help those volunteers who have lost property while defending the community.
So that if there is a serious loss on the part of any of our volunteers, we're able to assist them at that time of loss.
Kimberley, Pratt, 7 News. Anguston residents were shocked out of their sleep at around 1 a.m.
We were woken up by a squeal of tyres and then the rump, 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 rump as the car rolled down the hill.
Locals say the aptly named Breakneck Hill Road is a notorious speed trap.
I think he got airborne.
Guy had somehow clipped the stobie, cut across the paddock, knocked a tree down and rolled down into the side of the house.
The homeowners weren't injured, but they have been left with a destroyed car and a pile of rubble in place of their garage.
And the fact he's trying to sell the joint, I suppose he's going to get a new roof and new garage and stuff now.
Everyone was just glad no one was killed. That was the main thing, because it quite easily could have been that one.
The driver of the car escaped with minor injuries and was taken to the hospital for observation.
He's lucky to walk away from it.
Police are waiting on the blood test to decide how to charge, but they say the 21-year-old driver was unlicensed behind the wheel.
I think he's going to be a sorry boy.
For him, it's a good Christmas, he's alive, but for the owners, probably not.
The crash caused more than $100,000 damage. Kimberley, Pratt, 7 News. Sam Mercer was only 18 when life dealt him a potentially fatal blow. He was diagnosed with a severe case of leukemia. His last chance at survival was a stem cell transplant.
This is pretty much all we've got, and luckily Jack was there to be matched. I'm very happy that helped him out and that gives him a future.
After being blasted with chemo to wipe his immune system, Sam was injected with Jack's stem cells in a bid to rid his body of the cancer.
The amount of leukemia that I have in there has gone down by more than half.
But Sam's still struggling with side effects.
When they put the cells in to my veins and stuff, the body recognises it as an invader, and that can initiate an immune response. It's like a war that's going on in your body.
It's been 3 months since the transplant, and despite the complications, the Gawler East teen's officially in remission.
I'm not going to say it wasn't challenging. I'm not going to say that it was challenging. I'm just going to say that, yeah, it was worth it. I'm glad I did it.
After 12 months of being in and out of hospital and undergoing intensive treatment, Sam's now looking forward to being a normal teenager.
It's good to be able to go out and do stuff again, maybe earn a bit of money.
Kimberley, Pratt, 7 News.
A beautiful spring morning for a cycle through the Adelaide Hills ended in tragedy. A 59-year-old Evanston Park man was killed when he collided with a car at an intersection leading into Springton.
It's very saddened for the town, for our locals, and especially for the family.
Within hours, tributes began flowing for the man, named only as Michael, and a member of the Gawler Wheelers Club. One post told how he'd been cycling for just 12 months in training for Amy's Ride, an event to raise awareness for cyclist safety. Another, how much the father of 3, described as a generous, funny, caring and loving man, will be missed by his family. Locals were left reeling.
It doesn't look like a dangerous intersection, but it is in fact, because a lot of people coming down the Williamstown Road just simply do not recognise that they're approaching the main street.
The area is well known for the cyclists, which people really need to take care of that. Take note that they come through here a lot.
The driver of the car was taken to hospital in shock. Within hours, police were also called to a second tragic collision between two motorbikes on Gorge Road at Parracombe. One man died at the scene while another is in a serious condition in hospital. Major crash investigators are expected to remain at the scene into the night. The state's road toll now stands at 77. Kimberley, Pratt, 7 News. Japan's matched the French and the Germans, saying they too commit to a local build.
I do welcome, though, the confirmation from the Japanese that they, along with the French and the Germans, are confident they can build submarines in Adelaide.
A move the state government's applauding.
We want the federal government to obviously interrogate these bids very carefully to make sure that we maximise the amount of local employment.
I believe we can have a defence industry in Australia.
All three bidders are being assessed against those criteria of who can give the Australian Navy the best submarine for the future, taxpayers good value for money, and maximise that Australian industry involvement.
The state's shipbuilding future is now in the hands of the Commonwealth, but there's no telling when they'll reach the $50 billion decision.
The Minister should simply stop taunting South Australians with this, this indecision and uncertainty which the state can barely afford.
While an Australian build looks likely, it is unclear whether the 12 submarines promised will actually be delivered.
The matter on the table now is for 12, there's talk of 8.
Kimberley, Pratt, 7 News. Blinky is the park's newest member and it looks like a cosy gig.
Dear Blinky's a very lucky little boy, so she's very attentive, looks after him very well.
After our coldest winter in 3 years, he's been joined by some other rays of sunshine.
Springtime is definitely the season for the babies.
As he gets older, he'll be trained to meet visitors.
But little Blinky is more than just a cute face. He's got the weight of millions of tourist dollars on his shoulders.
Queensland and South Australia are the only two places in Australia where you're allowed to hold koalas. We use it a lot to leverage tourism and visitation. We reckon that's worth a fair bit to our economy.
The state's international visitor numbers are at a record high, generating $774 million last financial year. There's been a 7% jump in tourists from Asia.
I'm just visiting with my parents coming from Singapore.
Koalas are nice animal.
Blinky will start his visitor training in 5 months. Kimberley, Pratt, 7 News.